Hello everyone, time to showcase week 5 of the PAC League in the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pro branch. Now my opponent for this match is going to be Blue Braviary Girl. Given the name, I'm going to assume that's a chick, but she's supposed to represent the, I believe, the Chicago Sky Attack team. And yeah, so this team actually is I think 0-5, I think, or 0-4. So yeah, obviously I kind of want to believe that the matchup is actually pretty decent. But obviously, you're going to see in a bit that the team is actually kind of scary once again. It's because a lot of drafts look scary, honestly, so I can just never tell. Like, I have lost to teams that have gone 0-3 or 0-4 before, so obviously, I can never underestimate anybody in draft leagues, obviously, so I have to, like, give it my best every single time. So, yeah, also, this is a new opponent, so as well, like, so not knowing what to expect from him is usually like the more exciting thing about doing these draft leagues, especially with new people as opposed to familiar faces. Because with familiar faces, in most cases, I can kind of expect like certain outcomes, but with new opponents, you can't, making them somewhat unpredictable. But anyways, so as you can see, the draft is consisting of a Gliscor, a Mamoswine, a Milotic, a Heatran, well, not Heatran. Why do I keep calling every fire type I see Heatran? Seriously, it's a Rotom Heat, damn it. But yeah, Jirachi and Umbreon. So as you can see, this team looks very devastating on paper, honestly. Like, I feel like if this opponent plays their cards correctly, we can actually get into some real issues, obviously. Because of that, I'm trying to determine what I want to lead, because I want to also make sure I lead properly, because in Generation 8, for some reason, I have this tendency to lead terribly, obviously. So, like, I always lead with an unfavorable matchup, and I'm trying to make sure that doesn't keep on happening for me, because obviously that'd be terrible. Okay, so I ultimately decide to lead with Clefable, which is probably to get the rocks up, I can only assume. So, yeah. Okay, so she's going to lead off with a Gliscor, which is fine with me because I'm going to send out Clefable. And I don't have Ice Beam, but I kind of want to hope that my opponent thinks I do have Ice Beam, given that I led with this thing. But what I'm actually going to go for is the Stealth Rocks, obviously, just to get the rocks up, just so that every time she switches out, I can just punish her every time. That's basically the goal with this Clefable. I do have Water Pulse as a backup plan, on the off chance I have to stay 1 and 1v1 this Gliscor. But thankfully, she's going to switch it out, so that's actually good for me. She's going to send out the Mamoswine, which is a little scary, but again, I still have Water Pulse for it if I really want to go for that. But I don't think I actually end up going for that, actually. I think what I end up doing instead is, you know, I have Water Pulse on this Clefable specifically because I wanted to actually use it while in the rain from, you know, after I proc it with Pelipper. And because that idea came to mind, I decided to hard switch in Pelipper right away. This was a risky play, obviously, because she could have had like Stone Edge or Rock Slide on this Mamoswine, but what she ends up doing is actually just going for the Stealth Rocks herself. So I don't think this was a good idea, given that, well, maybe she wasn't expecting me to actually send in Pelipper, but she goes for the Stealth Rocks, and now she goes for the Stone Edge. I think if she went for the Stone Edge twice, she could have been in a much better position, because this Pelipper might have gone down. Or maybe not. Well, yeah, no, I think yeah, because... Or maybe I would have switched back into Clefable, I don't know. Either way, I think she should have actually just forget about the rocks and actually just attack twice with Stone Edge, to at least, like, pressure my team a little bit and get damage on whatever switches in, if I were to switch out with the Pelipper. But because of that, because she didn't do that, basically, this allows me to U-turn into Ludicolo and basically run house at this point, because yeah, Ludicolo kind of just does that. You guys all saw my 2 matches with Esventoon and how he managed to destroy me big time because of the Rain Core that he had, which consisted of a Pelipper and the freaking Ludicolo. Well, now here, my opponent is now also coming to the realization that, oh shit, I fucked up. So basically she realized she messed up here, basically. And now she's thinking on what the hell she can do, because I think she even knows that her team is kind of screwed for the most part here. And there's very little she can do. Here, obviously, because you don't ever have switch-ins for Ludicolo, obviously, while in the rain. So because of that, she has to basically accept her fate here and just lose the Mamoswine. I think here, no, I think she had to stay in and just, you know, because I don't think she's in condition to switch out into anything, honestly. Not even Umbreon, honestly. Although here, I think she might have made a misplay here because she ends up going into Gliscor, and honestly, I was expecting either the Jirachi or the Umbreon to come here, honestly, but she ends up bringing in the Gliscor instead, surprisingly enough. And obviously, I just have Ice Beam for that, and I just take it out. So, not looking too good for Braviary Girl here so far. It's actually looking pretty devastating. Just about as devastating as when I had to deal with Esfentoon, obviously. So, yeah. Here, I think she's thinking about what she can send in now. I think here, yeah, she sends out the Jirachi now. So, she at least sends out Jirachi, but she really needed to send this in before Gliscor, honestly. Because the Gliscor could have come in handy later on, honestly. If she got rid of this Ludicolo somehow. I don't know how she could have done it, but, you know, the idea is, it's always good to have the idea in your mind, you know. But anyways, so this Jirachi, the reason why I was afraid of this thing coming in, you know, before the Gliscor was because these things could be bulky, and I think it could take a Surf even while in the rain and boosted by Life Orb. At least I thought so. Maybe I could have been wrong, honestly. Maybe this could have just one-shotted this thing, but I wasn't too certain. I never did the damage calcs for this, so I hard switched in the Garchomp just to kind of like, I guess, go for Earthquake here. Yeah, I think it was to go for Earthquake here. However, I don't end up going for Earthquake, I believe, because what happens is that I think I was anticipating either the Milotic switch or, hilariously enough, the Gliscor to come in. It's because what happened is that the Gliscor went down way too fast that I think at this point I kind of forgot that the Gliscor was gone, and I was thinking, oh shoot, if I Earthquake, the Gliscor comes back, because I just forgot somehow. So I switched out right here and just went back into Pelipper just to get the rain back up, obviously. Just in case the Gliscor were to come in. For some reason, I just... this is the dumbest part of this whole match. It's just that I end up forgetting that the Gliscor went down because of how fast it went down, honestly. But yeah, I get the rain back up at the cost of Pelipper, though. So now I just have to send in... I think I sent in Ludicolo, but... Oh, no, I actually don't send out Ludicolo. I actually end up sending in Drapion. I think I should have went into Drapion if I was expecting a Psychic move, though. But I think I didn't really know what I was actually expecting from the Jirachi, honestly, since Jirachi can really get a lot of coverage moves. So, yeah. Here I was thinking about it, like, did I want to send in Ludicolo or did I want to send in Drapion? But again, I wasn't sure if I could take out this Jirachi, and this Jirachi also hasn't taken any damage either, so I feel like from full HP it's going to definitely take a Surf, and if it hits me with a Psychic, you know, given that I'm Life Orb, I could just be crippled, and then Ludicolo is not going to be able to do much afterwards, so, and I kind of didn't want that, obviously. So because of that, I decided to ultimately go into Drapion, and with Drapion here, I'm going to just go for the knockoff. As you saw, I am Choice Banded on this, so I want to believe it's not going to survive the knockoff here. Now here, my opponent once again goes for the Calm Mind, and again, that's kind of a bad move, especially when you're going up against a Drapion, because, you know, that's gonna not appreciate a knockoff, obviously. I think what you should have gone for was probably another Dazzling Gleam or something, just to start attacking my mons, to start crippling them. And I was also thinking this as well, probably because, like, you know, I figured, why not go for the attacks for when the Gliscor comes in? But it's because my dumbass didn't realize that the Gliscor was gone. Well, actually, I think I did see it, but... Like, I did see the Gliscor go down, but because of how fast-paced this match was, I just kind of forgot that it went down. It's kind of crazy, honestly, how that actually can sometimes do that to you. At least for me, honestly. But you know how forgetful I've already been, honestly. So, yeah. Anyways, here, she brings out this Milotic, and I just went for the knockoff just to prevent Marvel Skill from proccing, because then it would just be a bigger pain in the rear end to take out, obviously. On the off chance I lose this Ludicolo for some reason. But I do survive the Skull, even in the rain. So this gives me the opportunity to just send in Ludicolo, and I'm fine with taking the Skull damage because here I can just get my HP back with Giga Drain, and because I already got enough damage on the Milotic from the knockoff earlier with Drapion, I don't even have to worry about the Mirror Cut, which is one of the things that was possibly a way for Milotic to get around the Ludicolo. But, you know, thankfully we didn't let her actually use it if she had it. So here, I think this is her last Pokemon, actually. She ends up sending in the Umbreon, I believe. Oh, no, not yet. I'm stupid, obviously. she's gonna send in the Rotom Heat first, but this is definitely gonna go down pretty quickly anyway, so unless she goes for the Overheat, of course, which I think she should go for, honestly, if she has it. And then from there, if she can outspeed whatever mana I send in, Volt Switch, and then, you know, bring this thing back. She doesn't do that though. She ends up going for the Thunderbolt, and obviously I survive it, and now Ludicolo just takes this Rotom out. Again, I think she was playing this match a little too safe at times, that she ends up basically like setting herself up for losing, basically, which kind of makes this match kind of tragic, honestly, because I think she had some right ideas here and there, but I think in some other areas she was just playing a little too safe. Like, I get why she went for the rocks with Mamoswine earlier, but it just wasn't the right time to do it yet. And if it wasn't possible at all, she probably should not have gone for it in the first place, honestly. Because, yeah, the Rain Core that I have here just put in way too much work. Now, here she's going to send out her final Pokemon. Now she sends it in. It's Umbreon. And I figured, before I go down, why don't I just go for the Leech Seed? Once again, playing it too safe, goes for Yawn instead of going for the Foul Play. Or any attacking move for that matter. And, yeah, I'm gonna get recovery from this Leech Seed, obviously. Now here, like I said before, this is another unnecessary portion of the match. In fact, this match could have been done probably centuries ago. But I do go for the Giga Drain right here, just to get some HP back. And I do get put to sleep. And here, I actually end up panicking because I get put to sleep. And because I also remember what I said earlier, that I actually felt like the Gliscor was going to come in, even though that Gliscor was definitely gone. I forgot that it was gone, and I was playing in this portion of the match as if the Gliscor was still present. Like, I didn't want to put myself in a position where the Gliscor can come in and possibly set up on me and then sweep me, honestly. Because that's kind of what I was fearing from the Gliscor, even though the Gliscor wasn't here at this point. But damn, I was just playing this portion of the match as if he were there, and it was just... like, looking at this now, it's just, I'm just like, oh my god, this is so SMH moments right here. Because, damn, this match could have been over a long time ago. In fact, I was so laser focused on that Gliscor that I even hard switched in Glaceon here as a panic option, thinking, okay, maybe I can just take out this Umbreon with Glaceon here, but this is an Umbreon, for crying out loud. This is definitely not gonna go down very easily. I think even from half HP, even though I think this Glaceon was Choice Specs, I still wasn't confident in it taking it out because I didn't have Ice Beam. I had Freeze Dry, which I don't think was going to be enough to take out the Umbreon. So, yeah, that was a rip me and a half, obviously. It might have, because, you know, I'm just not doing these calcs either, so I could just be missing out on several opportunities here. So, like, my opponent could be misplaying herself, but I also don't fall behind. I'm also just, you know... like, I'm also there too, honestly, making a bunch of misplays. In fact, I'm already misplaying this whole portion of the match because of the fact that I for some reason thought that Gliscor was still around, even though I clearly took it out earlier. It's just that it went down too fast, honestly. It's just crazy how, honestly, that's how things went, honestly. Now here, she goes for a Yawn again for some reason. I don't know if this person even knows that yawning to get 2 months to go to sleep is against the sleep clause rules, which does apply to the PAC League, by the way. I don't know, but either way, even though I could call her out on this, like, I could make her just lose the match by just telling the commissioner that, hey, she tried to put 2 of my mons to sleep, and I just decided not to. I just decided to switch out. In fact, because, I don't know, like, I just didn't feel right, you know, just trying to, you know, make a call out, honestly, unless it's absolutely necessary. Like, even if this costed me the match, because, you know, I still thought that the Gliscor was still here. I just didn't feel that was the right thing to do, so I decided to just sack Ludicolo. Also, before I switched out the Glaceon, I actually ended up getting the freeze on the Umbreon with the Freeze Dry, which was actually kind of unfortunate, actually. Like, normally I would actually be glad for these types of situations, but in this particular situation, I'm actually already, like, in an advantage, honestly. But the problem is just that I kind of didn't realize it because of the whole, you know, the Gliscor still being present, even though it wasn't. Because, you know, the Gliscor was never even there, honestly, to begin with. Like, it went down to the Ludicolo earlier. It's just that, given how fast it went, I just didn't expect it, honestly. But yeah, we take those anyway. Like, you know what they say. Any RNG I get, If it allows me to win, we take those, obviously. But this is somewhat tragic, honestly, because honestly, like, this match should have ended a long time ago, but honestly, this Umbreon is just still alive, honestly. It's like, this thing needs to just go down already, honestly. Here I switch around with Ludicolo or Glaceon. I don't even know why. Oh yeah, because I forgot the the Gliscor. I was still thinking that the Gliscor was gonna come in, and I was just trying to make sure that you know, the Glaceon was actually leading, so that when Gliscor comes in, it doesn't have room to set up, but rather just go for the attack. And then because I'm confident I can take an Earthquake from where I was at with Glaceon, I could just retaliate with an Ice or Freeze Dry and just take it out that way. But yeah, that's gonna be the whole match. Damn, that final portion of the match was pretty, like, damn, it was unnecessary. I was actually hella embarrassed because of how that all played out, because I thought the Gliscor was still there when it was definitely gone. But yeah, that's how it is sometimes. It's because, you know me, I tend to be forgetful a lot of the time, so usually that kind of happens a lot. I just forget about certain things that happened in the match, especially now that I'm looking back at it in retrospect. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna be the whole match, so thank you for watching it, of course. Stay tuned for the Sword and Shield side of Week 5 as well. For now, just take it easy and have yourselves a good one.